Hello everyone and welcome back to my laboratory. My name is Vel here at Science Way, and today we're doing another product review and a little bit of experimentation with LittleBits Arduino coding kit. The power of LittleBits plus the brain of Arduino. Now for those of you who don't know what Arduino is, it is a type of programming language. Let me go ahead and explain what it is. So this is the website, by the way, of Arduino. Links will be in the description for Arduino and LittleBits. So Arduino is an open source electronics platform based on easy to use hardware and software. It's intended for anyone making interactive projects, and who doesn't love interactive projects? So there's also the Arduino board and the software. We're going to be using the software. I don't have their Arduino board. I have LittleBits Arduino board. So let's go ahead and tell you what LittleBits is. And look at this thing. Like, you can't not come on this website and be like, that's amazing, it's R2-D2 from Star Wars! How many of you knew that? Let me know in the comments below if you knew immediately where this robot was from. So let's go down, and they have videos, and they have won awards. So, what is LittleBits? LittleBits makes a platform of easy-to-use electronics building blocks, empowering everyone to create inventions large and small. So, LittleBits has these modules. They have all kinds of modules. They have a fork, not a fork you use to eat food with, a fork to redirect stuff. They have a dimmer, which is like a little knob. They have buttons. They have another dimmer. They have a servo. They have a bar graph, and they have the Arduino at heart, and they have all kinds of stuff, and it's awesome. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that today, and it may not be one video, it may be several videos. Look at all the bits you could get. These are like all the bits. And for those who are wondering, like you saw, I had like the buttons and stuff. So it's color coordinated, which is really cool. So all the little modules you get are color coordinated in different colors. So blue is for power, and I have stuff set up right here. That's why I'm not showing you guys, because it's set up for when we go into actually doing some of this stuff a little bit later. But I do have the power module. This is what it looks like right here. Blue is for power. Pink is for input, which is, this is a switch. I have the dimmer and button. That's the pink ones I have right here. Buttons and dimmers. And green is for output. And for those who are wondering what's input and output, the input is, it's like the thing you would, for me, it's when you press something, then it tells the output, hey, the input, like for example, when I hit the button, that's an input. And the output knows to do that, oh, when the button is pressed, I'm supposed to turn on. That's through the power of code, though. So for example, if I'm pressing the button right now, my light's not turning on. No, even if it was connected, it's not turning on, because I didn't tell it to turn on when a button is pressed. The code does that. We're going to be doing a little bit of coding today, using the Arduino language. So that's what it is, and the output is what is like the results of when you do something. So basically, for some of you who may not understand it, per se, what the input and output does, it's like when you do something, well, let me say it this way instead. Like Isaac Newton once said, for every reaction, there is an equal and opposite reaction. It's similar to that. So for example, if I were to ring a bell or hit a button, right, on my door, for example. When you hit the button, that's an input. The output is, it makes a noise. Or, better known, it's called a doorbell. So that's what input and output is. When you do something, depending on what it is, there will be the results of it. Just like when I press the button on my door, the results or output is that makes a noise, which then alerts me that, hey, someone's at my door. Oh my gosh, it's food delivered, yay! So, yeah, and oh my gosh, we're 5 minutes in and I forgot my special guest. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. So let me please help me welcome my special guest. I know, you'll get me later. Please welcome Dr. Skeleton. So Dr. Skeleton will be learning Arduino with me and helping me. Now, you're a little in my way. I need you to move. Look, there you go. People can still see you. No, look at the camera. They can see you. Yeah, there you go. Okay. We good? We good. So, I can't believe I forgot you. I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you later. So, we're going to be doing more stuff like this. We're going to be doing input, output, and programming. So, we want to point out that this is the starter kit. It comes with 8 modules inside. We may not get through all 8 modules in this video, so I might have to do another video, and maybe a little more, and maybe a series. Please make sure to like the video if you want me to do a series, and let me know in the comments below. And leave suggestions for what I should do with the 8 modules I have. So, on the back, it has information. On the sides, it has information, and it tells you some of the basics, what you can do. And this is really just to get started, so you don't need any prior coding experience with Arduino or programming in general. So you don't need any experience. So you don't need any prior programming experience with Arduino or programming in general. This is going to help you get started with Arduino. So if you don't know, don't worry about it. And of course it tells you what's in this box. So it has I have 2 dimmers, I have 1 button, I have 1 bar graph, I have an instructions card, I have a micro USB cable, I have a servo, I have 2 mounting boards, which is just to kind of keep your modules in place. Some people use it to make guitars and things like that. We're going to be doing everything on my desk, so I won't be using my mounting boards. But I also have a fork, again, not the fork you use to eat food with. And I have the Arduino module and the power module and the battery and cable. That's what's in this box, but let's go ahead and open it. And everything is out of the box, but there's something in the box. And of course, even on the box here, I clicked in the box, it says, what is Arduino? Because this is one part I'm not sure if I mentioned, but LittleBits makes an award-winning, ever-growing library of electronic modules. It's the easiest, most extensive way to learn and prototype with electronics. And if you're award-winning, how many awards do they win? By who? By these people. So, and these are where it's been shown. So, and those are the awards. So, there you go. So, this has information on it, but we don't necessarily need that right now. Not to mention, the camera I'm using is a camera that if you get something too close to it, it will start getting out of focus, and it takes a little second to refocus, so we're not gonna get too close to the camera. But here on the info card, and I love the box, by the way. I love the pattern on it. It's so awesome. So it tells you what's in your kit, and it says some important stuff we want you to be aware of. You must have a power module connected to your Arduino module. The micro USB cable is for data connection between the module and your computer. You'll need a computer. So nowhere in here does it say you can use a tablet. They do have an app, but it's not for Arduino. It's more like looking at inventions and uploading your own inventions, things like that. And then you will need to download software from Arduino's website. It's free to program the module. You can find it here. LittleBits.com. Nope, it's not .com. It's littlebits.cc/Arduino. Arduino is spelled like this. That's why I'm kind of iffy if it's actually pronounced Arduino. It's ARDUINO. So my mom says it's Arduino, but I'm not 100% sure. Please let me know in the comments below how you actually pronounce it. And of course it tells you you can visit us at littlebits.cc/Arduino, and it tells you the little basics right here. You will have to go online to get more in-depth instructions of how to do it, but tells you the getting started bit right here. littlebits.cc/Arduino. Alright, so this is the info card, and then Dr. Skeleton, I'm gonna have to, I guess you can stay there. And then in the box, when I open the box, everything's out, by the way. You get all these packets with your 8 modules. It's just 8 packets, by the way. It looks like a lot, but it's not that much. So, now, on the back, which I thought was really cool, and I really appreciate it, is, so not only does it tell you, okay, this is the Arduino, but on the back it tells you what is it, how it's used, and it gives an example of how you could use it. So it says 4 steps to rule hardware, and this is the part you're going to use for all of it, and this is one of the parts I love. It says magnet magic. And no wiring, no soldering, no mistakes. You know why? Some of you may have seen it early on, but everything snaps together, and I love that so much. When I first opened it, I was thinking to myself, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to push everything really hard to make sure it stays together and maintains a connection. And I was like, oh goodness, how am I supposed to do this? I want everything to maintain a connection correctly. I'm going to push it really hard. There's like grooves here and everything. I'm like, oh goodness, I don't want to go through this. Because my brother has a train set and the tracks are really hard to get together and away from each other. But everything is magnetic, which makes everything so much easier when you're connecting everything. Sorry, I breathed in wrong. When you see the grooves here, right? You think you have to push together, but there is little magnetic bits, and everything just snaps together. It's so easy. Everything, you know, stays together well. When I'm shaking it and everything, it's really strong. It's magnets. And of course, if you're worried that you're going to put everything on backwards, don't, because if you put the opposite side, it will literally push itself away. You might think I'm, you know, doing this on purpose of moving it around, but I'm not. I'm trying to put it in there. But those of you who have played with magnets before, you know, magnets, when it's the negative side with the negative side, it won't go. It just goes its separate ways. There's like a force pushing it away. So you don't have to worry about putting the wrong side in and possibly damaging your kit. Don't have to worry about that. I'm sorry I moved you. So that's really cool. And on the back it explains what we have. So the Arduino at heart is going to be the brain of your projects. So the Arduino at heart module allows you to easily incorporate computer programming into your LittleBits circuits. It is built upon the Arduino programming environment. If you're new to programming microcontrollers, LittleBits takes care of the electronics so you can focus on coding. I don't know what microcontrollers are, so please let me know in the comments below what those are. So all of the resources available for the Arduino community, including community support, can be utilized with this module. There are 3 inputs and 3 outputs, so you can program advanced hardware interactions or communicate with software. You're only limited by your imagination. So open your brain up a little bit. Not actually do it. Figuratively open your brain up. You're only, oh, I already read that. Get started with 10 sample sketches at littlebits.cc/Arduino-sketches. And that's where we are going to go. So that's your Arduino at heart right there. And I am going to basically go through the packets and explain what I have as we encounter them. So let's go over here. And this is the first sketch right here. This is the invention of blink. So the bar graph is 5 LEDs, by the way. Right here's a bar graph. And for the models and accessories, you're going to need the Arduino at heart right here, the power module, and the bar graph. Now, one thing it doesn't say that you'll need is the 9-volt battery, which you will need a 9-volt battery. And it comes with the kit, by the way. So this is actually one of those that the battery is included. And this is how you're going to set it up. Mine is set up like that. That's why I haven't shown you guys. I will move the camera and show you guys. I'm not going to just take it off right now and show you because I don't want you guys to get motion sick. So for the rest of the video, once I show you guys what it looks like, you guys won't be able to see our faces. It will just be Arduino. So make your LED blink. To complete this exercise, you will need to download the Arduino software. I do have it downloaded. This is the classic getting started sketch for Arduino beginners. Alter the code to speed up or slow down the pace of the pulse. For more getting started sketches, click here. For support, check out the LittleBits and Arduino forums. To learn more about coding, find examples on Arduino's website. Again, all links will be in the description below. So, how to make it. Download the Arduino software to your computer. It's free. And open the Blink sketch. The Blink sketch can be found on the page in the other files section. Now, I want to note quickly that the other files section is not actually here. You're going to go look at this page, and I need this in my life. Anyway, you're going to look at the page and be like, I don't know where it is. When I first saw it, you know, between the images here and the inventions, I actually couldn't see the little part right here with the sketch that you need to go download. Not to mention, this part isn't called other file, it's called additional files. But this is the part you'll need. Between the things you will need and the inventions, it's right in between. You really do miss it. So just in case those of you who were like, where is it? I can't find where to download it, because I spent several minutes wondering where is it. So Build your circuit. See the photo gallery for an image of the setup, which is right here. You're going to want to set up just like this. Make sure the bar graph is connected to the D5 output pin, and the output is right over here. Step 3. Plug the micro USB cable into both the Arduino module and a USB port on your computer. Done. Step 4. Turn your power module on. There we go. You should see a red light illuminate on the power module and a yellow light flash on your Arduino module. Yep. Step 5. In the Arduino program, select your board, go to Tools, Board, Arduino Leonardo. This LittleBits Arduino module is modeled after the Arduino Leonardo and is therefore compatible, which I've already set it up, and I made sure it worked, and it does. So, go. Step 6. Next, select the serial port that the Arduino will communicate over by going back to the Tools section and selecting the correct port in the Port section. The name of the port will depend if you are on a Mac or Windows computer. On a Mac, it will start with /dev/tty.usb modem, and a PC will start with COMM in Windows. You can look for the USB serial device in the ports section of the Windows Device Manager. If you are on a Linux machine, the port will look like /dev/tty.usb. Step 7. To upload the Arduino sketch to your Arduino module, press the arrow button in the top left corner of the screen. You will see a blue bar on the bottom of the window that says Compiling Sketch. And you should see 2 yellow lights flash on your Arduino module when this happens. The upload is complete when you see Done Uploading at the bottom of your sketch window. Step 8. Once the program is uploaded, you will see that your bar graph is blinking. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the blinking right now, because since I turned it on and my Arduino module does remember the last code I uploaded to it, it's currently running code right now. So, not sure if you can see that though yet. And step 9, to change the speed and gaps between blinks, experiment with the code. You can change the timing of how long the light stays on and the timing in between. So now we've read all of the instructions. I'm going to go ahead and go to the program right here, and I'm going to walk you through what the code says. So I'm going to move some things out of my way here. And then once I explain the code, you guys will actually get to see what's going on right now. Isn't that exciting? Like, you can see what's happening right now, but isn't that awesome? Right. So, what is supposed to happen? This sketch blinks in output mode connected to pin 5, or the 5th LED light. This sketch includes the following commands. Pin mode, this is what you would need if you were running this by yourself. So, pin mode, and then the pin and the mode. So, the pin means a digital pin, which we're basically saying, we're taking the pins we have in real life and then making them a digital one. And then mode, output, or input. Remember, green is the output and pink is the input. We're actually not using any inputs at the moment. Anyway, we will later if we have enough time in this episode. And then digital write, pin, and value. So pin, a digital pin that has been set to output, and the value high or low. So we're going to be setting pin 5 to the output mode. So we're going to say, hey, I want you to send this amount of power or voltage to this pin. And since the bar graph does work from 1 to 5, if you send it to 5, all of them will light up. I'm not sure if you, for example, tell it to say, I only want you to use pin 4, if only 4 will light up. We're going to have to experiment with that, because I'm interested to see if that works. And then value is high or low, and basically what that is, low is like off, and high is like the on part. So you'll see how that works in a little bit. So setup. This is where we initiate the sketch. Setup includes commands that set the stage for the rest of the sketch. The command inside of setup are only executed once. So this is void setup. And then after all the commands in setup have been executed, the sketch moves to loop. So right here, and for those who don't know or haven't done programming, when this little, see this right here? This is called, I forgot what it was called, But this symbol right here, it's a bracket. It's a bracket. So this bracket right here, this is how you open up a code, and this is how you close a code. So you will use that when you make your loops. That means everything inside of these brackets will be executed. And if you're wondering if the Arduino set executes the text, it doesn't, because everything's in double slash. So this is so we can read it and know what we're doing. This won't affect the code at all. Since we're going to use pin 5 to control an output module, we need to set the pin mode of pin 5 to output. This means voltage will flow out of the pin. So here we're going to set the pin to 5, and we're setting to output. Set pin 5 to output mode, and later we're going to change this to like 4 or 3 and see if that works. Loop. This is the main part of every Arduino sketch. Loop is a series of commands that executed one after another in order of top to bottom. When all the commands have been executed, loop begins again from the top. That's why it's called loop. It's like when you put a song on repeat in the car, or on your radio, or on your tablet, or your phone, or your computer. Same thing in code, except for ours anyway, there's no sound. This goes on for as long as there is power running the Arduino. So here is the code. We're at the bottom now. And so we have void loop. I'm not sure what void is. That might be the language that Arduino uses. For example, in JavaScript, if I want to have the console say something, not in JavaScript, in Python, then I just started doing Python on my tablet. I have an app. So for that, it's like print, and then you do some other commands to make it go in the console. But Python, it's print. In JavaScript, it's like log.command. So maybe for Arduino to run, it's void, which I think is kind of cool. Voids are awesome. So this is the beginning of the loop. Each command below is executed in order from top to bottom. And of course, if we were to click on this, this is the end loop. And it says it right here. This is the end of the loop. Now return to the beginning of the loop and execute the commands again. So let's go through this and walk you through it. So digital write. So we have the pin as 5 and want to turn it on. So right here we're saying turn on pin 5 and thus turn on the output module attached to 5. So we're going to have a delay. It says 1,000 seconds, but actually that's 1,000 milliseconds. 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second, so 5,000 milliseconds is 5 seconds. So wait for a moment before moving on, and then the number inside the parentheses is the amount of time in milliseconds to wait. And right here explains that 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So change the number inside the parentheses to change the length of delay. And right here, we're going to turn off pin 5 and thus turn off the output module attached to D5. And then delay is also 1 second. Wait for a moment before moving forward. Change the number inside the parentheses to change the length of the delay. So currently the light is staying on for 1 second and then going off and staying off for 1 second, and same thing. So I'm actually going to move the camera and show you guys what exactly is going on. You're going to have to move, Dr. Skeleton. I'm so sorry, but you can still watch from where I'm moving you. No, I know you like the camera, but you're kind of in my way a little. I need you to move. There you go. There you go. See, you can still watch the flashing lights. Oh. I don't know how you're watching the lights. You have no eyeballs, but it's okay. So, I'm going to move the camera, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, so hopefully that is clear for you guys. But as you can see, we have our 9-volt battery, we have our power module, we have our Arduino at heart, we have the cable connecting the Arduino at heart to the computer, and we have our bar graph, which currently is blinking. Now, of course, it is flaring the camera a little bit because it's light and it's being really bright, so I don't know if you can see the yellow and the red, but it's 3 green, so it's 1, 2, 3 green, 1 yellow, and 1 red. I'll actually cover up the green so you can see the others. That didn't work. Well, hopefully you guys saw it, but as you can see, it's blinking. So now we're going to change the second. So I don't know if it can only read milliseconds, but we're going to change it so we're going to leave the off mode, so it will still stay off for about 1 second, but we're going to change it so it stays on for 5 seconds. And then when you change something in the code, you have to upload again. And this is the button, the upload. If you want to grab a sketch, you're going to have to go over here, hit open, And earlier it tells you you need to go to the tools, and I'll show you where that is. So you go to the tools, you go to the board, and these are all the boards you could have for Arduino as the programming language. And there's so many to use. You go all the way, and this is the LittleBits one. So you want to click that, and you want to go back over here to tools and go to port. So for you, it may be a little different what the port is, especially if you're on a different operating system, but just keep that in mind. And here it says done uploading, and as you can see, it stays on longer. It stays off the same amount of time, but it stays on longer. So real quick, I want to test if I can change. I want to do like 100. That's technically not milliseconds, but I want to see if it'll do anything. And maybe this will make it go faster. It may not work, but we'll see. So currently we're uploading. It might say there's an error. I can only read milliseconds. This won't work, but we're about to see. Okay, so you can do 100 seconds. It makes it blink a lot faster. And the thing is, the camera's lagging. So for you guys, you're just seeing it stay on, but I promise you, it is blinking. Yeah, so let me change it a little bit to maybe slow down the blinking so you guys can see it better. Yeah, it's totally blinking though, like rave lights or something. Yeah, it just looks like it's staying on for you guys. Ah, see, there you go. And that is faster, and I'm using 500 instead of 1000. And I imagine that if you go below 100, it won't blink too much. It might just stay on. It'll be so fast that it looks like it's staying on. Or it could blink a lot, but I don't recommend going below 100 because you would be looking at flashing lights, and it's a little bit bad for your eyes if you're just constantly staring at blinking lights. So let's put this back at, we'll put it at 2, or we'll do 3000. And now I want to change the pin from 5 to, let's try 3. I want to see what happens if we change it to 3. Technically, it should work. And if that's the case, then 4 and 5 shouldn't turn on. That didn't work at all. It just stayed on. Now, it is going to turn off. It takes 3 seconds. And technically, it's already been 3 seconds and it's staying on. So I don't think 3 technically works. I think you have to do 5. Would have been cool if I could, like, turn certain ones on and certain ones off. Like, for example, turn 1 on, then turn 1 off, but turn 2 on, and then turn 2 off. So it kind of turns on in sequences. So it turns in, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It turns in, it goes in a line, basically. I can make them all turn on, like a traffic light, but not in the way I'm talking about. Alright, so it's good to know. So if we're going to be using the bar graph, we have to do output 5. But let's try 4. I wasn't going to put it back at 5, but let's try 4 real quick. And then I think that's going to be the end of this video because it's already quite long. And I know we didn't do too many sketches. We did 1 sketch, but I had to explain what Arduino was and what I got. And it basically just explained it to the people who have never heard of it before. I wanted to explain it really in depth for you guys. But that's why we're going to be doing a series of this where I go through the basic sketches and then possibly try some of your inventions if I have enough little bits for it, of course. No, if 4 doesn't work at all, it just stays the same. So we're going to change it back to 5 so you guys can have a light show while I end the video. And upload sketch. Let's move this a little so you guys can get a better look at it. And of course, before we end off, I'll show you guys all the parts I have so you guys can start leaving suggestions now for what I should do, or you guys have made some inventions, then please link me those inventions so I can go check them out. Remember, I have the starter kit, and I only have 8 modules. Again, I'll show them all to you, what I have, and I'll get through to those after we finish all these starter sketches. Yep, there we go. It is blinking. Here we go. Alright, so thank you so much everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Did you enjoy Dr. Skeleton? I am so glad you enjoyed it. We should be LittleBits Arduino buddies. Yes! Alright. So, like I said, this is going to be a series, so we're going to go through all of these sample sketches and of course, do some of your ideas and your inventions. So go ahead and make sure you check out the Arduino website, the LittleBits website, and the LittleBits starting area if you want to look at some of the sketches yourself. Links will all be in the description below. A huge thank you to LittleBits for allowing me to stream on it. Like I said, also, you can also go, also a huge thank you to LittleBits for allowing me to stream on it. You can go check out the stream. Fair warning though, it is a little laggy. So you can hear me, but you can't see everything I'm doing all the time. It's like stop motion a little bit. But it's also 3 hours. So that's why I'm doing this video series, so you guys can see what I'm doing better, and so you guys can digest it better, and you're not sitting there for 3 hours watching me. But yeah, huge thanks to them. Please go check them out, and Arduino. I'll be doing more videos over this. Thank you so much, Dr. Skeleton, for joining me. And like I said, before we end off, I'm actually going to turn this off, and I'll show you some of the pieces up close. So this is the bar graph. As you can see, it has 5 LEDs. This is the Arduino at heart. Oh, also, let me show you guys. This is what it looks like for it to connect. Right here. It has this little groove. It has these magnetic bits up here, the 3 circles. That's the magnetic bit. And it's really cool. If you look at this, for example, and you watch, they snap together. And that, like I said earlier, that's what I love about it. Even if I just place it on the ground, snap together. There we go. This is the power module. Oops, too close. Power module snaps together. So this is the button that I have, and it's really fun to push. It's really fun to push. I'm just gonna stick them on there. This is the dimmer, and I have 2 of these actually. Sorry, too close to the camera. So this is the dimmers, and they're like little knobs that you turn. There you go. Is the fork. Again, not the fork you eat food with. And this has 1 input and 3 outputs. So ideally you would hook it up to one of the outputs on Arduino and hook up other parts to it. And last but not least, which I've not played with yet, is the servo. I'm not entirely sure what it does. I have it upside down. That's great. But yeah, this is the servo. It comes with looks like a motor to me. So I'm excited to get through that. And I know earlier I read all of the pamphlets, basically, and tell you guys what everything does. And I will be doing that in the next episodes anyway. I'll be doing that in the next episodes when we come across the different components that we have. So anyway guys, I will see you all next time. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you like this video, and make sure you comment below your inventions or your ideas of what I could do with the parts that I have, and I will see you all later. Now before I forget, there we go. So I will see you all later. Bye! Bye!